What is the relationship between productivity, being distracted, and happiness? So I recently started reading this book, InDISTRACTable, and I want to share something that I think would be useful for a lot of people who are really hard on themselves. So if we look at productivity and happiness, in this book he says there are internal triggers that cause distraction. And the four factors that he names are boredom, negativity bias, rumination, and hedonistic adaptation. So let's look at what they are. Boredom is a lack of engagement or interest in current activities. Negativity bias is a tendency to focus more on negative aspects than positive ones. Rumination is continuously thinking about the same thoughts, and most of the time they're negative thoughts. Or thinking about the same, event that happened and why it happened and how could I have reacted differently and so on. And then hedonistic adaptation is the decreasing satisfaction with repeated experience over time, meaning that we always want more. We're like, oh, if I have this, then I will be happy. Well, then I have it, it fades away, and now I need something else. What I really appreciate about those factors is, he mentions it in the book, is why do we have them? So all of those have an evolutionary role. So if we look at boredom, if we are bored, we don't like that feeling, right? So what do? We go explore and we learn new things for adaptation, which is a good thing. If you are sitting there and you have enough to eat in front of your cave or whatever, and you just sit there, then you have a disadvantage. But if you are bored and you go out, you explore new things, that is good for your survival. Negativity bias. It enhances survival by prioritizing threats and avoiding danger. If something is good for us, it's pleasurable, it's fun, and we think about it, then, well, maybe we get more of it. But if we think about the dangers, the things that are not good, it can lead to us surviving instead of dying. So it makes sense that we have a tendency to focus more on the negative things than on the positive things. Rumination. The evolutionary role could be problem solving and planning to avoid past mistakes. Again, we live in a very easy time compared to 10,000 years ago. If we would make the same mistake again, we might die, right? So to really analyze what has happened, what went wrong, how can I do this better, was probably an important survival strategy. And then hedonistic adaptation, it drives individuals to seek new experiences and resources, because we're never satisfied with what we have. So we go out, we do more, right? We could say it drives the whole technological evolution as well, and innovating, and we keep going, it's never enough. Now, how are those things connected to distraction? Each of those, they cause an internal dissatisfaction, almost like pain, right? It doesn't feel good to be bored. So what do? We distract ourselves. If we think about something that is negative, we feel negative, we distract ourselves. Same with rumination. And hedonistic adaptation is the same. We are not just happy, we want more, and this wanting more doesn't feel good, so we get distracted. Now, without going too much into distraction, the point of this video is to explain that all of those things that we're all experiencing are normal. They're there for a reason. Maybe that reason is not so good anymore today, but they developed through evolution for our survival. How's that linked to happiness? Well, one of the ways it's linked is, what is the main cause of suffering? It's our thinking, our self-judgment. And if we understand why we have those tendencies, and we can remove this additional layer of self-judgment. Why am I like this? What is wrong with me? Then we are a lot more happy. And because we have those evolutionary factors in us, and we live in a world that is so different, those tendencies can come up really strong, and it can really derail us from doing the things that we wanted to do. So we have certain expectations. We might have certain ideas of how great other people are through their social media presence and so on. So it's quite easy to fall into self-judgment and be like, why am I dealing with this? What is wrong? Why the fuck can I not get my shit together and just do the things I wanted to do and not get distracted and not engage in those harmful habits, overeating, wasting my time here, wasting my time there, and so on. So I'm a big fan of using the evolutionary explanation of human tendencies that we have to reduce the additional layers of self-judgment. And instead, when we observe this behavior in us, we're like, okay, yeah, I'm a human. That makes sense that I'm reacting that way. So yeah, that's all. That's what I wanted to share with you. And cheers to more happiness and less self-judgment. Peace.